Hello people of the internet, today we are here to ask the question, Nidus.
Yeah. What is it good for?
Indeed, what is the Warframe Nidus good for? To answer this, we will take a look at his abilities inside the simulacrum and then take him out into the live environment to see them in action. After that, we will go through the process of adding Nidus to your collection. Nidus has a very helpful passive ability which allows him to prevent being defeated if he has 15 or more mutation stacks. Instead, he will become invincible for a few seconds and recover 50% of his health. We will come back to this later once we understand how mutations work and how to stack them. Nidus' first ability is Virulence. Rupture the ground with a damaging fungal growth that steals energy from each enemy it strikes. For every 5 enemies hit, the infestation mutates, multiplying its destructive force. This ability is not that damaging against heavily armoured targets such as these corrupted heavy gunners, although spamming it over and over will eventually finish them off. The main draw to this ability is the fact that you can actually gain energy from using it, whereas most abilities would deplete your energy reserves. On top of that, each enemy hit with it adds to your stack of mutation, which you can see in the lower right portion of the screen. This will come in very handy later for his other abilities. Speaking of, Nidus' second ability is Larva. Spawn an infested pod that erupts with tendrils, latches onto nearby enemies and pulls them in. This ability does not do any damage. The duration and range is key to its success. It is basically a great CC effect, pulling all of the enemies within its range into a nice tidy package which you can then use your first ability on to get energy and mutation stacks, or you can just shoot to destroy them without them being able to fight back. Nidus' third ability is Parasitic Link. Bind to a target with Parasitic Link. When cast on an ally, both the host and Nidus have their ability strength increased. Linked enemies take some of the damage inflicted on Nidus. This ability is often best used on an ally that has some powerful abilities such as Mirage or Mesa, as it can bolster them even further and make them even more deadly, if you can believe that those two frames can be even more deadly. In this video though, as I am solo, I can only show the effect it has when attached to an enemy. Bear in mind that this ability does consume a stack of mutation to cast, so you will need to have acquired at least one stack before you can use it. When used this way, it simply reduces your damage intake. Against these level 30 mobs it can be quite effective, as without it I lose health fairly quickly if I allow them to attack me. When applied though, this is greatly reduced. Nidus' fourth ability is Ravenous. Gluttonous maggots swarm nearby enemies, feasting until they burst with infestation. The maggots benefit from mutation and each enemy consumed adds to the mutation stack. This ability, as stated, sends out maggots from the spawn of infestation you create on the floor. These maggots can attack and distract targets for you, and also try to devour them, gaining you even more stacks of mutation. The infestation effect also heals you at a rate of up to 20 health per second without mods, depending on the amount of mutation stacks you have at the time. This is also increased by strength mods, so in my case I am seeing 29 health per second in this scenario. Now that we know how to gain stacks of mutation, we can acquire 15 or more and test out the passive we looked at earlier. As you will see, when Nidus is defeated, he becomes invincible for a few seconds and receives 50% of his health back. During this time I can CC the mobs and turn the tables on them. So now that we have seen what he can do in here, let's take him out into the live environment to see what he can be used for. Nidus can be used to his advantages in any mission that requires enemies to come to you, basically as this allows him to set up his Ravenous Maggot spawn and Larva to CC and keep accumulating stacks of mutation. Here I am in a simple mobile defense on Cirrus, as I am trying to collect some Orokin cells at the same time. Nidus makes it a breeze if it wasn't already, but he really shines in the higher end content, especially when you are looking to stay in endless missions for a long time. Survival and standard defense missions can also benefit from having a Nidus in your team. Now that we have seen all that Nidus can do, you may be wondering how to get your hands on this frame. This is where it can get a little difficult for some. In order to acquire the main blueprint for Nidus, you must first complete the Glass Gambit quest. This is an index-based arena quest that costs credits to enter and can be a little frustrating if it's your first time at trying it. Luckily for you, I have a guide on how to cheese this quest, which will be linked in the description below and at the end of this video. Once you have done the Glass Gambit, you must make your way through the star chart all the way to Eris. Here there is an infested salvage mission at Osterus. In this mission you must decrypt messages. There are 3 terminals in the mission that are being infected, so you must defeat enemies and collect antidote from them. Applying this to the terminals will shield the terminal and yourself from the infestation and also increase the rate at which you are decrypting the messages. The Nidus part schematics come from rotation C of this mission, which means you will have to complete 4 rounds of this to even have a chance of getting a blueprint. Whilst running to and from each terminal, your armor integrity can also be depleted, which you can keep tabs on via the left hand side of the screen. Should this run out, you must find the serum distributor, usually in the centre of the room, to replenish it. Once you have completed 4 rounds and acquired a blueprint, you can choose to extract. In this case I received the Neuroptics. Rinse and repeat this until you have all 3 parts, and then you can craft Nidus. So there you have it, we have had a look at Nidus and what it is good for. If you would like me to make another video like this for any other Warframe I have not yet covered, then please let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.